Good day, Tamers. Welcome back to my green screen world with Gear Swiftly. For those of you who are new here, thank you for joining me. I realise that because of my latest essay video, a lot of people are probably coming into the scene, not really what's going on. I don't generally do overall content. That was kind of more of like a one-off thing, just because I felt like it's something I wanted to do, and something that you see a lot of it in the negative side of like the card game, like YouTuber thing or PokeTuber thing, or just like the card game world as itself. A lot of people like to throw the buzzword of everything is dying around, or this, that, and the other. Generally, the expensive thing has been a thing for a little bit contentiously, but that's not really a case for us. That is just generally people over secondary market things, and then other like suspicious practices otherwise. But I might do like one or two like general card game sort of like videos over the next few weeks or months. But as a rule, like with Digimon here, so Digimon, friend, best friend. So we're going to talk about BT17. The title will be something like a quick rundown of BT17 with Gear Swiftly. This is Takumi. This is the Fenrir and Kazuchi DNA. He is a DNA at level 7. It's very good. It's gonna be like one of the last cards we see today, but yeah, it's very good. BT17, I like the set. I think the cards in it are really good. I wish it was an EX set though, just because I feel like being a movie set, EX would have been like a better just fit for it in terms of card, sort of like deck building thing. Because generally EX sets are like deck building sets normally, whereas BT sets are either like brand new support and then like powering up existing support. But we'll go around and we'll see what's going on. But no, I think BT17 is a really good set. I think it's going to be really interesting. I still think BT16 is going to be the set of the year for me personally, after what we've seen. EX6 looks great. I can't wait to get into it. BT17, I'm kind of on the fence if I like it or not. I like this guy. He's very strong. I like Lugia, so I can't really sort of be too non-biased about the reasons why I like them. And Portsman's kind of cool. Like, I don't dislike Portsman at all. But yeah, let's jump into BT17. Hopefully it won't be like an hour and a half video because it's all the cards, because I've not done anything for a while on this channel in terms of news. But we've got all the cards now. Alternates will come out over the next week or so. Then we'll get EX7 news. And then we'll get the ST18 and 19 as well coming out, because Japan gets them next month in April, and then we get EX17 in June for that. EX7 for them in June, and then I think they get 18 in July or August. But we're getting 17 in August. I think we're originally meant to get it in September, but we're getting it earlier now. So, let's start with some cardboard goodness. Yay! So yeah, we're at Digimoncard.dev. Thank you for them out there. They do a wonderful job. I could just go grab some other creative stuff, but let's use the source that actually Bandai likes us to use, if we're English. So yeah, let's get into it then. So we're just got a quick rundown. So Gigi, baby, when attacking by paying 1, delete one of your opponent's 3,000 or less DP creatures. As we know, like Gallantmon/Guilmon line has been recently doing this thing where if there's nothing on the field because you're getting rid of things early, you get to have other effects, so you get to have different effects. That's been going on now since BT9 with Gallantmon X Antibody. I want to say no, EX2 with that Gallantmon, where if you didn't delete something, you gain DP. I think it was. And that's been the thing for Gallantmon. Like, it's been its shtick for a while. Not necessarily great, because it's not normally something you can really get rid of. A lot of decks have protection, or a lot of decks just go like, yeah, I don't really care if you're gonna like pop me or whatever. So it's okay. And also we have like better red, like just Koromon from BT14 is just like probably the best red baby. And then Gigimon from EX2 is essentially the same card, because it's all in archetype. So unfortunately Gigi's never gonna be like the Don. Jarmon, your turn was returned when an effect plays one of your Digimon from the Digivision cards. Draw a card. Fantastic. This deck does suffer from not having like a good draw power balance. Very similar to Legendary Arms, so I'm happy we got some way of draw powering in the Sea Animal Bird deck. Because we now got birds in the Sea Animal deck, because the Nagless is aquatics. BBmon, way! Your turn was returned when an effect puts a Tamer card as this Digimon's Digivolution card. Gain memory. It's pretty good. Generally, what you see with Horseman decks is it wants you to always be at free security, so you're always like getting 2 effects for the price of 1. And we'll see some of that in here. Now, I like green. Don't at me. the Agumon line here looks to me like it's going to be here as hatred for Tamers in the near future, because we know that the next set is going to be a hybrid set. Hello, Pussycat. So it's nice that they're already like preempting like some of the Tamer hate and being like, yo, we understand, and we want you to know that we are actually concerned that you guys are going to like just be really up in arms about the fact that you're going to have hybrid format 2.0. Again, for us it comes in like, I think it's the October. Well, no, I think it's October for us. Then we get like EX8 in like November. Then we have December off, and then January we get like we get special set 2.5. So it's nearly, what, 3 years since the last like hybrid format like takeover, so we could see one of those soon. I'm gonna be super honest, as you know, I am like kind of a market watch guy. I have brought like the nicest versions of the Betamon from the premium Bandai thing, so I now have a playset of all those that I want. I would recommend picking up those because Betamon and Metal are the only cards, only like the one of the printings. So if they only get one more set of support, which I'm presuming they will, you're only going to have 2 of each card. And the Betamon is technically a searcher, so you might want to pick him up before it gets too late. There is also an EP pack version, but I digress. Agumon, opponent's turn. While this Digimon is Agumon, it gains Blocker. Pretty good, because, you know, squishy mutant plants. Sudaman, on deletion, if this Digimon has unidentified trait, gain 1 memory. It's not terrible. I don't really think like you wouldn't use this one. Black is really weird for having like really kind of iffy babies. I think the BT5 one is the draw one, so maybe you just want to keep using that one, and maybe one of these just for a case of like, I'm going to throw it at security anyway, so if I die I'll gain a memory at least. So yeah, maybe. Baumon is so good for the new line. It's good for the old line too. Baumon, your turn 1%, when in effect, places Tamer cards as this Digimon's Digivolution cards. This Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon with the SOC trait in your trash. Yes, you are paying the cost to go up into it, but, and that's kind of a big but it's a very good way of doing something slightly different and at like different phases in the actual like combo. So I actually really do like this. Both Baumons are good, so it depends like what build you prefer. I like this one, but I know people are probably going to still prefer the old Baumon, so that's down to them. Agumon, a red-blue Agumon, by the way. So have your main phase. If you have a Tamer with Tai in its name, return one of your cards with Gurumon, Greymon, or Omnimon in its name from your trash to hand. I don't think this returns Odamekimon, because I think he's only classed as an Omnimon on search. I'd have to research that one up. Future editing Igito, please, good sir, put it on the screen if it's right or wrong anyway, and then just like put a ticker across. Gyomon! Your turn, 1% when one of your Kalmon or Tamers with the Takato Matsuki in its name is played. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 3000 DP or less. If this effect in deleting, gain a memory. It's actually pretty good and relevant, because the issue a lot of times you have with Gyomon is if you don't find the right level 4, you're stuck not like holding onto your Takatos, and there are times where you kind of want to have a Takato on the field early. So this Gyomon, push it out, play a Takato, no you're not going to blow anything up, reduce the cost by 1 essentially, and then maybe you can go up into the level 2, and then maybe you delete something and get a memory if it's the free cost one that like suspend again a memory, or maybe you just go up into it, give your opponent like 1 memory, they can't really do anything, he goes back to you, you go into level 5 the following turn. That then lets you play something else and place another Tamer, because there's like a few different builds now, especially with the new Wargroundmon, so I can see people walking away from the purple red stuff, but we shall see anyway. And then all turns while you have 0 or less memory, add 2000 to the maximum this DP's DP based deletion effects can delete. But yeah, it's kind of weird because obviously this makes sense because you do blitz, so the idea is that you do your own deletions like maybe when you go up into like X antibody, so it does like it's deleting effects afterwards, but it gives you more DP to delete. But it's pretty good. I like it. I think it's pretty good. I will probably run a couple of these. I don't know if I want to run 4 of these, but I probably would run a couple in the Gilman deck. New cute chibi Flamemon. They can also digivolve from a purple Tamer, because I'm scared now. On play, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with hybrid or 10 warrior traits, and 1 Tamer card with an inherited effect. Amongst them, to the hand. Turn the rest to the bottom of the deck. Very good support for the new deck. Very good support in general, because you do have hybrids, obviously. 10 warriors is some like the ancients. as well as having access to the Tamers we've inherited, which is all of your Tamers when it comes to Red Hybrid. So, yeah, very good card. Growlmon. When Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4000 DP or less. If this effect didn't delete, this Digimon gets 3000 DP for the turn. I should like this one because you technically just make yourself a beat stick, but I don't like it because it's messing around with the whole deletion thing. I don't know. I'm always really weird about like how they treat the Gilmon, Growlmon line, Galatmon line. It's always really like off base. It never really feels, you know, solid. And then you get to have the whole deletion thing from the all turns effect. Again, I'm not massively sure how I feel about this card. Agunimon can digivolve from Takuya for a cost of 2 or Burning Greymon for a cost of 1. And then you may digivolve this card from your hand onto one of your red Tamers as if this card is a level 3 Digimon. It's really weird that you can only do it from red Tamers because obviously it just say it can digivolve from purple and red, but we'll obviously find out what's going on in BT18 and see like what's the deal there. When digivolving, if Burning Greymon is in this Digimon's digivolution card, or if you have a blue or green Digimon or Tamer, this Digimon may digivolve into Ancient Greymon in your hand for a digivolution cost of 3, ignoring its digivolution requirements. If digivolved by this effect, delete this Digimon at the end of turn. This is essentially the promo one that we got like a long time ago that people don't play because it's not a great Digimon. And I understand that Bandai wants to push for that line, but I do really think you're just going to maybe add like the new Burning Greymon to the deck and maybe the new Aldermon to the old deck and be like, yeah, done. Because the Red Hybrid's in a really good place right now. Burning Greymon. Not a Greymon. You may digivolve this card from your hand onto one of your red Tamers, and as if this card is a red level 3 Digimon. Has Raid, which is a really good skill, as we should all know. When attacking, if this Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card with Hybrid trait in your hand for the digivolving cost reduced by 1. So yeah, you can swing out with this. Raid if you really want, you don't have to raid. Swing out with this, go up into older for the cost of, I believe, 0 or 2 now. We'll check the new one to get there. Getting the extra 2000 DP because it's now it's inherited effect. And it's just a really good card. Like, I want to see people who are good at Red Hybrid, like, just perfect this deck because it's such a good card. Having purple in here, well, really weird to me. Because part of me thinks that you're gonna like mess around with like maybe like the one calling of the darkness and just like pop your stack once you're done with it and go like, oh yeah, I can play another Tamer for free. I can do this, I can do that. It's like, oh my god, everything is dangerous. Wargreymon. When digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6000 DP or less. If this effect didn't delete, this Digimon now gains security attack +1 for the turn. I don't dislike this because you kind of need to be able to like force your opponent like to get pushed down, because that's the issue with Galatmon. He's not very aggressive because he's a tiny little Digimon for whatever reason. He's a tiny little poker. That sounds really weird. So giving you the extra security attack +1 is really good. The issue though with Galatmon is that the name of the game for Galatmon has been since EX2 is give them loads of trash, take out all the security. Also, return when an effect deletes an opponent's Digimon, you may suspend this Digimon with Galatmon in its name. That I don't mind so much because you can kind of do some. If you can keep it on your side, you can do some shenanigans where maybe you can go up into like X antibody, delete one of your opponent's Digimon, get to unsuspend, gain memory from Takato from when you delete something, gain memory, swing out with that, get back to 0, and then you can go up into Crimson mode and you can like maybe win games that way. So I'm on the fence with this, but because you have to delete an opponent's Digimon, I'm not too upset with this. We will see where this goes, because I think this is going to be one of the new ones. I think it's going to be like the BT12 and the BT17 Wargreymon might be the 2 that you run from now on. And then maybe one of like the EX3, maybe? Aldermon. Aldermon's really good. Hand main by placing 1 Aguni and 1 Burning Greymon from your trash under one of your Takuyas. Digivolve it into this card as if that card is a red level 4 Digimon for the digivolving cost of 3 of them things. When digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6000 DP or less. Your turn, or this Digimon has Hybrid or 10 Warriors trait. It doesn't activate security effects on option cards it checks. It's so good. It's just the same as the old, I think it's the BT7. It could be the, no, it's the BT7 is the good one, right? Yeah, so we only really run the BT7 one right now because there's been no other ones that you have to run I can kind of see them running this one as like a one-off, just because you don't get a reduction in Digivolution costing, besides obviously from the burning, but the burning will give that to the other one anyway, so the other one costs 0. So yeah, you're going to cost 3 to Digivolve into this, or it's going to cost 0 to Digivolve into the other one, so you'll probably go like one of these, then 5 of the others, just because having the extra level 5 might be actually more helpful than people think. Especially because you run, I believe, like 4 of the normal one, sorry, the 4 of the newer Emperor Greymons, and then 1 of the old Emperor Greymons for Blitz. So yeah, you know, just covering the bases, I guess. It's a War Greymon with an inherited effect. We haven't had one for a while. He's pretty good though. Level 5 Greymon for a cost of 3. When this card would be played, if you have a Tamer with Tie in its name, reduce the play cost by 3. Yeah, so you can, you know, play this for, you know, 8, which isn't great, but because of how the card works, and obviously it's a DNA deck, it makes sense. Like you understand. On play, when Digivolving, activate one of each effect below. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8,000 DPLS. One of your Gabumons may Digivolve into a Metal Greymon in hand, ignoring its Digivolution requirements and without paying the cost. Nice, nice too. When attacking once per turn, if the Digimon only one is named, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. Hey! Balls! For those who've been playing for a while, and those who don't, I guess, Omnimon kind of already does some shenanigans like this already, with the X-Antibody. So now you can just trash 2 cards from security and then swing. It's like, oh man, I've got 2 security, at least you can't, like, Blitz and Omnimon me. Oh yeah, that'd be a real shame. Anyway, Omnimon. Hey, is an X-Antibody in the stack? Yeah. Did you move it? No, it's going to be... I can see this, like, not being, like, super good, but I can see this being an absolute bastard. Guillemon, I don't know what's 2 Galamons here, rather. When Digivolving, when attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 8,000 DP or less. If this effect did, delete this Digimon, get 3,000 DP and gain blocker until the end of the turn. That is not why once per turn, so when you Digivolve, and if you can attack on the same turn, you can be an extra 6,000 DP, so you're 17k. Pretty good, actually. Your turn. While you have 0 or less memory, this Digimon isn't affected by your opponent's effects. Why is that an all turn and not at a... Sorry, why is that a your turn and all turns effect? Because there's not many effects of your opponents that affect you on your turn that don't affect you on, like, anyway, because it's not their turn. The only thing I can see this being, somehow, is it stops Blast Aces being as effective, but, like, I don't know. This seems very, like, half-assed at the best of times. Ancient Greymon, he's a secret... No, he's a super rare, 10 warriors, Ancient Dragon. Security attack +1. On play when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP than this Digimon. So essentially 12k or less. There is some obviously giving DP in the stack from your stuff here. So you could be like 14 to 16 to, I think you can go up to like 18 or 19. So you can be quite big, and it's probably going to be maybe used as like a one-off just to be able to like throw it on the field and just like burn something to death. Undeletion, return 1 Tamer card and 1 Digimon card with the hybrid trait from your trash to the hand. Then you may play 1 Tamer card from your hand without paying the cost. And this is what I was saying about the cooling of the darkness effect. It's probably not going to come up very often, or if it needs to be, but because it's a one-off, and maybe there's a case of like you need to get like Tamers back out because you want to like reflood your field, or you need a memory setter for next turn because you've either misplayed or you knew you were going to be at like a bit of a weird junction when you got to this card. It's there. I mean, Integraman also had that effect on the old card as well, and then also you do have the Digimon that does technically explode you when you go up into this anyway. It's also a Digicross card as well, so you can also just you can also do this for like 6 less. So you can just go in this as it's no, we're getting out of here. I don't know. You might see play. It concerns me. This, on the other hand, this is a fantastic card. Digivolving from a Galatmon in name, level 6 for a cost of 4. So that's Galatmon, Chaos Galatmon, Medi Galatmon. Hand counter blast Digivolution, one of your Digimon, blah blah blah. On play, when Digivolving, choose any number of your opponent's Digimon whose total DP adds up to 15,000 or less, and then delete them. Actually a good card. When attacking once per turn, for every 10 cards in both players' trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. I have a video on this channel already about, I don't like the wording of this because I feel like it should be every time, for every card in your trash between you and your opponent, for every time there's enough cards to add to 10, it does this effect. Because all the other ones from EX4 state that fact that as long as there's like I've got 8 and you've got 12, that's 20. It does a thing. Whereas this one, it seems like it's got to be 10 per, which is probably just more fairer to be fair. And then yeah, obviously if you can out it, which shouldn't be too hard, you can just gain 5 memory back. It's pretty good. Blue cards. It's a Gabumon. Digivolve from Sooner for a cost of 0. Start of your main phase if you have a team with Matt in its name. Draw a card. Very good. End of your turn, this Digimon can DNA Digivolve, which makes sense of how the deck wants to play, as you've seen, because it's non-play. It's like throwing it down hard casting. Strabimon in that cute art style. Unplayable the top 3 cards of your deck. Add 1 card with hybrid or 10 warrior traits, and 1 Tamer card with an inherited effect amongst them to your hand. Return the rest of the deck. Again, same as the Flamemon we spoke about earlier. Very good. Quick drink. It's very sweet. When attacking once per turn, you may play 1 Tamer card with an inherited effect from your hand with a play cost reduced by 2. That's pretty good. I don't dislike that effect. Like, it's a pretty good effect. Blue Labramon. Unplay by placing 1 Ciaramon or blue level 3 Digimon card from your hand as this Digimon's bottom dissolution card. Draw a card. It makes sense. You're going 1 for 1, so it's not so bad. And then when attacking, once per turn, if this Digimon has jamming, gain 1 memory. Then we'll see what's going on later. And then a Lobomon, he's blue-yellow. He's the 2 best colours for a hybrid takeover. Not refreshing. You may digivolve this card from your hand onto one of your yellow Tamers, as if this card is a level 3. That's what I like. Although this does specifically say it does digivolve from Koji, and then it can digivolve from a yellow Tamer. I'm not looking forward to this, man, because I can really see this being like absolutely like awful to play with. When digivolving, if Kendo is in this Digimon's digivolution cards, or if you have a black or purple Digimon or Tamer, this Digimon may digivolve into Ancient Garurumon in the hand for the digivolution cost of 3, and then at the end of it you can explode his face off. And then when attacking, if you have 7 or fewer cards in hand, you draw a card. We need to see next set really to see what goes on. I've got a funny feeling it's going to be something like EX4's Tamers, where you get like multicolored Tamers. So for instance, there might be the black Tamer with the blue Tamer, and then you might have the yellow Tamer with the red Tamer, and then you might have a purple Tamer with the green Tamer, and then like all synergies like that. But we will find out in the next set. But it's going to be, you got a bit of a wait. Not that long, but you got a little bit of a wait. We'll get there. Gendo Garurumon. You may digivolve this card from your hand onto one of your yellow Tamers, as if that card is a level 3 Digimon. I don't know. I'm always suspicious about yellow cards being just too good. But it does digivolve from a Koji for a cost of 2. Or a Lobo for a cost of 1. When attacking, draw a card. Yeah, perfectly fine. When attacking, if this Digimon may digivolve into a Digimon card with a hybrid trait in your hand with the digivolution cost reduced by 1, which makes sense because a lot of these have like the digivolving here, so you're essentially just going up into like the next level for the same level maybe for the cost of 0. When attacking, if you have 7 or fewer cards in hand, draw a card, and again it's just gaining more draws. Which, to be fair, if you've somehow like emptied your hand and you have like a stack of these where they'll have the inherited draw effect, you just draw like 4 cards. But like, yeah, it's fine. What are you doing? Cisarimon. Unplay when digivolving by placing 1 blue level 3 Digimon card from your hand as this Digimon's bottom dissolution card. One of your Digimon gains jamming for the turn. And then it also has the inherited jamming, as we saw from the Labra. If you have jamming, you gain a memory, which is again perfectly fine. Cerberusmon Welve mode. Looks very cool. Digivolves from Cerberus for a cost of 1. When digivolving, you may play 1 blue or purple level 3 Digimon card from your trash or from one of your Digimon's dissolution cards without paying the cost. At the next end of your opponent's turn, return that Digimon to the hand. I'm pondering if this is here for like a blocking situation, maybe. All turns, or because it's purple and blue, maybe it's there for like you have one of the floodgates in. Yeah, maybe it's for a floodgate, so you just put a floodgate on the field maybe for a turn. Also, Dark Animal Trait. All turns return when an effect plays one of your Digimon. Return one of your opponent's level 3 Digimon to the hand. That's blue stuff. Makes sense, I guess. I don't dislike it. I just think we'll see. Purple's in a weird place now because obviously it's been very powerful for a little bit too long, and people are very upset by purple being good, which is weird because purple and black have a history of not being good, so it's just weird. Shinegreymon from your trash, so same as the outer, so hand main by placing one Lobemon and one Shinegreymon from your trash under one of your Koji Miyamoto. Digivolve it into this card, as if this card has a blue level 4 Digimon from the Digivolution cast of 3. When Digivolving, by returning one card with the hybrid trait from this Digimon's Digivolution cards to the hand, one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers can't suspend until the end of your opponent's turn. And when attacking must return if this Digimon has the hybrid or 10 warrior traits. Return one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon to the hand. Which is pretty good because generally that's going to be a blocker if we still have blockers in the game at this point, which I don't think we really do. Metal Garurumon. I'm sure you guys were waiting for this card to turn up. Oh, here we go. When this card would be played, if you have a Tamer with Machishita in its name, reduce the play cost by 3 when play, and when Digivolving, activate one of the effects below. One of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers can't suspend until the end of their turn. 1 of your Agumon may Digivolve into a Wargreymon in the hand, ignoring the Digivolution cost and requirements. Attacking once per turn if this Digimon has Omnimon's name, or suspend this Digimon. I can't remember if this Omnimon has blocker or not, but as we said earlier, there's like a ways of you just go up into the DNA. DNA makes you just do your own stuff, and it's going to be a hell of a time for anyone involved. To be fair, I don't think it's going to be very good, but it's got a lot of reasons to be better than not terrible. And then we have Shinegreymon. On play, when Digivolve return with your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level to hand, always make sure you got lower levels than what your biggest monster is in the field by the of it. Your turn must present when an effect adds a card to you or your opponent's hand. Your opponent adds the top card of the security to the hand. Look, this once per turn makes it a little bit less scary. On deletion, you may return one Tamer card and one Digimon card with a hybrid trait from your trash to the hand, and then you may play one Tamer card from your hand without paying the cost. Because this is going to be a weird blue-yellow deck, I do not look forward to your opponent just spamming TKs on the field and messing around with the security. So help me God. Yeah, for whatever reason, this is just like a pure yellow line for Agumon. Nothing wrong with that, because a lot of this stuff in the current Shinegreymon deck just goes off of names anyway. But when attacking, by suspending one of your yellow Tamers, draw a card, which is perfectly fine, because if you suspend the right one, you get to Digivolve for free anyway. Your turn, all of your opponent's security will get minus 3000 DP for the turn. Simple, baby, simple. You got the new Pulsemon. It's been a long time. Start your main phase by placing one Leon Alexander from your hand as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. If you have 3 or more security cards, gain a memory. If you have 2 or fewer, recover +1. If you have 3 exactly, you gain a memory and you get to recover 1. It's pretty good. All turns while this Digimon has Pulsemon in its text, it gets 1000 DP. Which is very simple for like a Pulsemon thing. We have the new Renamon. On play, reveal top 3 cards to your deck. Add 1 Digimon card with Kyubi, Tayo, or Sakuya in its name, and 1 Orika Nonaka. Or 1 option card with the cost of 2 or more amongst them to the hand. Return the rest to the bottom of the deck. It's pretty good. Obviously, if you need the option card, grab an option card. If you need the Rika, grab the Rika. If you need a named card, grab. Well, you get one of each. It's pretty good. I like it. QB. When Digivolving, if you don't have a Rika, you may play 1 Rika from your hand without paying the cost. Really good. Your turn must return when you use an option card with the cost of 2 or more. One of your opponent's Digimon gains security at -1 until the end of the turn, which is fine because you are technically you are a yellow deck, so you are doing the right things by essentially just having the situation of slowing your opponent down as much as they can. Shinegreymon. When attacking by suspending one of your yellow Tamers, this Digimon gets 3000 DP for the turn. Again, if you suspend the right Tamer, you just get the Digivolve for free. Oh, come on. When Digivolving, if you have 3 or more security, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 DP for the turn. If you have 3 or fewer security, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. If you have 3 security, do both. All turns will return when a card is trashed from your security stack. If Leon Alexander is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, recover +1. Awesome. All turns, all this Digimon has Pulsemon in its text, gain 1000 DP, which is what they're going to do. Barrier. When Digivolving, you may use 1 option card with the plugin in its name or that's yellow from your hand with a cost reduction by 2. Pretty good because a lot of the option cards that are plugins are 2, so it's just a free use basically. When attacking once per turn, if this Digimon has Sakuya in its name, you may use 1 option card with a plugin in its name or that's yellow from your hand with a reduced cost of 2. Which is also pretty good because sometimes it's a case of like you just need to attack once and then you want to use an option card and just mess around and find out basically. All turns, once per turn, when this Digimon would leave the battle area by an opponent's effect, by trashing the top card of your security stack, prevent it from leaving. All turns, once per turn, when an effect trashes cards from your security stack, if this Digimon with Leon Alexander is in the Digivolution cards, may Digivolve into a Digimon card with Pulsemon in its text in the hand. Am I paying the cast? Yeah, pretty good. Really, really good. At the end of attack once per turn, if this Digimon has Pulsemon in its text, by trashing the top card of your security stack, unsuspend this Digimon, which is, again, really good. Very good for this deck anyway. Rise, Greymon. Your turn. While you have a suspended Tamer, this Digimon gets 3000 DP and gains piercing. And gains piercing. Bastards. When Digivolving, one attack, by suspending one of your yellow Tamers, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 3000 DP. I hate it. I hate it so much because you know it's going to be played and you know it's going to be annoying to play against because DP reduction is annoying to play against when you're just trying to play the game and you're just going to have a really bad time. And then, here's effect. All turns once per turn, when one of your yellow or red Tamers is deleted, place one Marcus Damon from the trash to the top of your security stack. This can be any Marcus Damon, by the way. Not the one that just died. Any Marcus Damon. And that's why a lot of people forget when they're playing like Shinegreymon in the last format. So Digimon. Very nice art, by the way. Barrier. When Digivolving, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6000 DP for the turn. Then, you may use one option card with the plug-in in its name or one yellow option card with a cost of 5 or less from the hand without paying the cost. Your turn once per turn. When you use an option card with the with the cost of 2 or more, this Digimon can't be returned to the hand or deck of your opponent's effects until the end of their turn. It's actually really good. We'll see if it matters, but no, it's actually a really good card, and having that effect does annoy a lot of cards, to be fair. A lot of green and blue cards just go, oh, this sucks. Kazuchimon. Suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if Leon Alexander is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, all of your opponent's Digimon gain a minus security attack until the end of the turn. End of your turn, once per turn. If you have 3 or more security cards, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 6000 DP for the turn. If you have 3 or fewer security cards, recover +1. Then, one of your Digimon may attack an opponent's Digimon. Very good. And obviously, because when security cards get moved around as well in this deck, you get to unsuspend, which means there's a chance you get to swing it anyway. All turns once per turn, when a card is removed from your security stack, if this Digimon has Fenrir-Lugamon in its name, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 8000 DP for the turn. I'm looking forward to playing the Fenrir version of this deck. We get to have Kazuchi stuck up the butt, but I'm not going to be like I'm going to feel sorry for my opponent because I do not like minus DP effects. That is my thing I want to dislike. Shinegreymon Burst Mode. Cost a 4 from Shinegreymon, but it also will hand counter Digivolve as well. On play, when Digivolving, you may play 1 Tamer card from your hand without paying the cost. Then, for every one of your Tamers, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 5000 DP for the turn. Top with the minus DP. When attacking, by suspending up to 2 of your yellow Tamers, for every Tamer this effect suspended, this Digimon gains security attack +1 for the turn. I don't know. I'm always concerned when they give control cards like aggro stuff as well. Yellow shouldn't be aggro in my opinion. Pure yellow shouldn't be aggro. I know this is a yellow-red card and just missing the red parts, but yeah, it's too much. Agumon. On play, build up to 3 cards for your deck. Add 1 Agumon and 1 Rhythm amongst them to the hand. Return the rest of them up the deck. Yeah, it's pretty good. Agumon is going to be in every single card name in this deck that's a Digimon, and then Rhyme will just be your Tamer. So yeah, makes sense. I like the fact that it's also green and purple because there's some shenanigans you can also do. We'll talk about later. Digimon, your turn must return when an effect plays one of your Terriermon, Lopmon, or a green Tamer. Suspend off your opponent's Digimon. I don't know if you're going to run this card. You could. Because there are lots of ways of playing Terriermons and Lopmons for free in the Terriermon stuff. I just think you already have better versions of cards already. But I'm sure I could be wrong, and having suspending something is also just good anyway. All turns while this Digimon is suspended, it gains 1000 DP, which is just good because you're generally a squishy line anyway. Mephiestmon! Your turn. When this Digimon will digivolve into Eos. Reduce the cost by 1. Yeah, very good. So you're going up. You either digivolve for 1 or 2. I think it's going to be for 1 because most level 4s are 2 cost. Your turn was return when one of your other Eosmon is played. This Digimon may digivolve into an Eosmon in your hand with the digivolution cost reduced by 3. So yeah, going into like a level 4 to a 5. And then maybe if you play like another level 5, you go into level 6 afterwards. So yeah, I can see you like just digivolving up very cost effectively. Level 4 Agumon. When digivolving, if you don't have a rhyme, you may play 1 rhyme from your hand without paying the cost. And then on deletion, gain memory. Again, you're in purple. You can delete yourself. It's a Gargomon! You may play 1 Tamers from the trash without paying the cost. On deletion, though, so... I guess if you're just going to try and, like, maybe early, like, run it down, and then, like, you go into this, fall over, and then go, oh, Tamers. And then all turns again, when suspended, just gain another 1000 DP. Again, I don't think you're going to run this one. I think you run the one from the structure set because it's fairly decent. I don't know about this Gargomon. I think this Gargomon's kind of baiting us in. It's been, what, like 4 years? Where's in Japan? It's 4 years in Japan, right? So yeah, 4 years in Japan. And now we have Paramon finally. Security at the end of the battle. If you don't have a Digimon, play this card without paying the cost. Like, this is going to go in the Petro deck because it's a bird and you just get to play it for free. Why not? Unplay when digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Perfect. In all turns was present when this Digimon deletes an opponent's Digimon in battle, you may unsuspend the... Oh god, like I know I said the Petromon deck. We don't know what's in that deck yet in terms of like card power. We know the megas are. We know one of the megas in there. This could be like a really good card in that deck. When digivolving into this card by suspending up to 5 Tamers, for each card suspended by this effect, reduce the digivolution cost by 1. Doesn't say yours, just says Tamers. Opponent's turn. None of your opponent's Tamers can unsuspend. On deletion, if you have 4 or more Agumon in the trash, you may play 1 level 6 Agumon from your hand without paying the cost. Level 2, level 3, level 4, level 5. On deletion, triggers in the trash. Look, you have 4. Here's level 5. Here's level 6, rather. Like, I do like this line just because it is Tamer hate, and I do think Tamer hate is getting like in that weird place where we need a little bit more, but not too much more. And having like one deck that is Tamer hatey makes sense to me. May take one's return by suspending one of your rhymes. Rhythms. Rhymes? Rhythm. Rhyme. Rhythm. Let's suspend this Digimon. Yeah, it's really good. Antilemon. Alliance. Always good. When digivolving, you may play 1 green or yellow level 3 Digimon card from the trash without paying the cost. End of attack was returned by deleting one of your other suspended Digimon. You may play 1 level 3 Digimon card with the Beast trait for your trash without paying the cost. I don't know. If you could unsuspend by playing that level 3, it makes more sense that you want to be a bit more aggressive, but I've heard people say like they want to play this card anyway, but it doesn't seem that great to me. As I don't really think you play the Cherubi side of things. I think now Rapidmon's out in like full force. I think it's just like Terriermon side all the way. Hand, main, by paying 4 and placing this card, bump dissolution card of one of your level 5s or higher Digimon. You may suspend one of your opponent's Digimon and attack an opponent's Digimon with this Digimon card placed underneath it. With Alliance, end of attack, you may place this Digimon as the bottom dissolution card of one of your other Digimon. And then all turns, when an opponent's effect would delete this Digimon, you may play 1 Parasiti from this Digimon's dissolution card without paying the cost. And then your turn, this Digimon gains 3000 DP. Yeah, like I'm pretty good with that. That seems pretty decent. It makes sense. Parasite wants to jump to other things. Yeah. And then the Agumon. On play when digivolving, you may place up to 4 level 5 or lower Agumons from your trash as this Digimon's bottom dissolution card. Then delete up to 4 levels totals worth of your opponent's Digimon. For every 2 Agumon in this Digimon's dissolution cards, add 1 to the maximum level of that. Essentially, it's just saying that if you were to like unplay this from the effect of the level 5 and then put all those cards back into this, you just delete a level 6. But like it's a very good way of doing it. Or you can delete like 2 level 3s. All turns for every 2 Agumons in this Digimon's dissolution cards get an extra 1000 DP. if you are in that situation, you're likely going to be like a 15k, which is not massively huge, but it's a decent like starting point. And opponent's turn, none of your opponent's Digimon can unsuspend. Ha ha ha. Take that, security control. No gaining DP for you this turn, or gaining effects. But yeah, it's going to be very good into hybrids, because hybrids just can't do anything if they can't unsuspend and they can't swing. There's nothing they can do, which is why popping the level 6s is probably going to be a plan in the future, where you get to like just play one. It's like, well, it's not suspended because it didn't get hit by the suspension thing. The Signs of Chaos Agumon. All turns was present when one of your Kasuki Kisakatas is played. Get a memory and draw a card. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And then reboot is its inherited effect, which again is not too bad, especially in black, where black wants to like swing a little bit and then block afterwards. Garamon. Opponent's turn. When an opponent's Digimon is played or Digivolves, if that Digimon is level 5 or higher, this Digimon may Digivolve into Infermon in your hand, ignoring its Digivolution requirements and without paying the cost. Yeah, sure, why not? On deletion, if this card has unidentified trait, you may play one Diaboromon token without paying the cost. Yeah, again, I think this is like a really good Garamon, because you need like a good third one. You've got the Searcher, you've got the DP Gainer, and then you've got this one that's basically just like causing havoc. Trailmon. On play, reveal top 3 cards of your deck, add one Tamer card or one Digimon card with machine trait amongst them to the hand, trash the rest. If this said machine and cyborg, it'd be so good, because like people would hard play this for 5 in machine Digimon just to be able to get stuff out, and then trashing the rest is just great. Then we have Infermon. When Digivolving, de-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, of their Digimon with a play cost of 8 or less, can't attack players until the end of the next turn. Yeah, glitches them out, makes sense. All turns will present when one of your other Digimon with Diaboromon its name is played, de-Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon. Yeah, again, really good. That makes sense. So it's obviously once per turn. I think one of the Diaboromon can play tokens on your opponent's turn if they Digivolve or a swing. I think it's the ace. I'll have to have a look at some point, and I'll put it on the screen for editing purposes. But yeah, I really like the Inferno. I think it's really good support. Locomon. All turns, once per turn. When attack target is switched, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. Place one Parasitemon or one black level 5 or lower Digimon card amongst them as this Digimon's bump Digivolution card. Trash the rest. Yeah, really good. All turns, when one of your Digimon's effects adds to this Digimon's Digivolution cards, this Digimon may Digivolve into Grand Locomon in the hand without paying the cost. And then your turn, while this Digimon has a machine trait, it gains Coalition. Which, if I remember correctly, it makes your opponent come a block it and then makes it block. If I remember correctly, it's goad. I think it's basically like the Digimon version of goading. It's Chaosdramon. They can Digivolve from a level 5 Signs of Chaos, trait for a cost of 3. While you have a black Tamer, you may also place cards from your trash in this Digivolution cards of this Digimon's for Digicrossing. So yeah, you can do one Machine Digimon plus one level 5, so you can reduce its cost by 4, to make it go down to 8, and then you can play is it Superior Connection, which should let you play this as well for a reduced cost of 3, so you can go down to 5. I think it's great, but I think you can play for a cost of 5. On play, when Digivolving, replacing one card with the Cyborg or Signs of Chaos traits from your trash as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card to do up to 7 play cost worth of your opponent's Digimon. Most level 4s and level 5s will get deleted by that effect. All turns when this Digimon would leave the battle area by one of your opponent's effects by trashing 2 cards with the Machine, Cyborg, or Signs of Chaos traits from this Digimon's Digivolution cards. Prevent it from leaving Digicross X2, Machine Digimon, and one level 5 Digimon card with Cyborg trait. Which makes sense in a Chaos Dramon build / Machine Dramon deck, but the card itself isn't great, and I think a lot of people are very disappointed in this, because this is the last support we're going to get for like Signs for a long time. And Chaos Dramon could have done with being much better. It is only an uncommon, so that generally if people look at these, if the higher the level it is and the lower the rarity, normally the worse the card is. Not always, but generally that's the case. Grand Locomon. Piercing. On play, when Digivolving, reveal top 3 cards of your deck. Place one level 5 or lower black Digimon card amongst them as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. Trash the rest. End of attack once per turn. You may play one level 5 or lower Digimon card with the machine trait from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying the cost. Hey, recursion. It's pretty good. I think this is really, really good. It won't be meta good, but it will be decent good. Diaboromon. When digivolving, by placing one clock of the end from your hand or trash as this Digimon's bottom digivolution card, you may play 2 Diaboromon tokens without paying the cost. Yeah, just good. It's just really good. Opponent's turn was turned when one of your opponent's Digimon attacks. You may switch the attack target to one of your Digimon Diaboromon in its name. So yeah, you can switch the target to tokens. We can just switch to like one of your really big Diaboromons to make it essentially a wall. As you can see, the artwork is essentially just that from our war games. It's the movie set. It makes sense. It's really good. 10 out of 10. Thematically and artistically. And then I'm going to get them on from the O2 movie, not the first one, the second one. When this card will be placed from the hand by returning up to 13 cards with the unidentified trait, or a Diaboromon in its name from the trash to the bottom of the deck. For each card returned, reduce the play cost by 1, so you can make it be a free cost. Has Rush, has Blocker, has the Reboot. On play, when digivolving, delete up to 15 play cost worth of your opponent's Digimon. Your turn. This Digimon may also attack your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. As far as I'm aware, there's no piercing in the Diaboromon. I could be wrong. There's no piercing in the Diaboromon deck as far as I'm aware. So, smashing into your opponent's stuff, other than just making it so they can't hit you the following turn, is basically it. But you also have Blocker anyway, so I don't know. We also have Reboot, so smash into one and block the other one, maybe. Goblinmon. On play, by deleting one of your other Digimon, delete one of your opponent's level 4 low Digimon. Which makes sense if there's 2 level 3s and it's the Blocker. There's some reasoning. But it also gives the inherited trait of Retaliation, which is pretty good. Dorumon. Purple, black. When attacking, if Kosuki Kisakata is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, and your opponent has a level 6 or higher Digimon, this Digimon may digivolve into a Doragurumon in the hand for a Digivolution cost of 4, ignoring its Digivolution requirements. And then, inheritance effect, its Reboot, which isn't terrible to be fair. Darkmon. Retaliation, when digivolving, draw 1 and trash 1 from your hand, and then if Hippogriffmon is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, this Digimon may digivolve into a Mamuskiamon in your hand for a Digivolution cost of 2 during the Digivolution requirements, and then Retaliation is its inherited effect. Pipsimon! Or Pipisi? Pipasai? It's Armor Purge, it's an Armor Digimon. It comes from Patamon, it's the evil Patamon, maybe. When digivolving, trash the bottom 2 Digivolution cards of one of your opponent's Digimon. Your turn, when this Digimon attacks an opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards, delete that Digimon. I would presume this works like First Strike, where the thing just dies, so you don't take the damage and like have to Armor Purge, but I will let a judge or Bandai themselves let me know how this works. Dexdoramon. Digivolving from Dorugamon for a cost of 0. Trash. All turns. When one of your Dorugamon would be deleted by digivolving that Digimon into this card in the trash without paying the cost, prevent that deletion. When digivolving, trash 1 card in the hand, then draw 1 card. If Dorugamon is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, or if digivolving from the trash, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 4 or less instead. Yeah, no, that's pretty good. But then it also gives Reboot. That seems weird to me, the fact that they just constantly give Reboot on the same stack. I went too far. Hippogriffmon. Blocker, when digivolving, you may play 1 level 3 purple or yellow Digimon card from your hand without paying the cost. Okay. Yeah, no issues with that. And then it came to Blocker. So it's pretty good inherited. You got Retaliation and Blocker, which essentially means if your opponent has something bigger, you just block it and they crash into your Retaliation, and then everyone goes to hell together. Dorugreymon. Not a Greymon. Trash all turns when one of your Dorugreymon, not a Greymon, would be deleted by digivolving that Digimon into this card in the trash without paying the cost. Prevent the deletion when digivolving, trash 1 card from your hand and then draw 1 card. If Dorugreymon is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, or if digivolving from the trash, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 6 or less. End of attack once per turn. You may choose one of your Digimon. Delete the chosen Digimon and one of your opponent's Digimon with a level equal to or lower than the chosen Digimon. Fenrir Lugamon. When digivolving, if EG is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, you may play 1 Fenrir Lugo or 1 Kazuchimon from your trash without paying the cost. At the end of your opponent's turn, return that Digimon to the hand. All turns will return when one of your Digimon or Tamers with the Signs of Chaos trait or Pulsemon in its deck is played. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 10,000 DP or less. And that's how you delete things in this game. Your turn, or this Digimon has Fenrir Luger in its name. The end of turn condition is the opponent's having 3 or more memory. So essentially, it's what the old Fenrir does, which is just makes it so you have 30. You get to have 30 memory, basically. Your opponent gets to start when they're at 3 on their side. I like this. This essentially stops you from having to play like a wide board and lets you play like a single stack with a friend, because you still want to alliance. And that's what I think people are arguing that this is just a stack deck. It's like, no, you still need to alliance. That's the thing with this deck. Gulfman. On play, when Digivolving, by placing one level 5 card with Dark Masters in its text from your hand or trash as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card. Delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. When attacking, by returning 7 cards from your opponent's trash to the bottom of the deck, unsuspend this Digimon. Yeah, I'm okay with that. It's fine with me. I believe there are 2 cards that we haven't mentioned so far that came out today that haven't been updated yet. I will go find them at the end and I'll add them at the end because it's one of the option cards and it is... Actually, is it one of the option cards? It's an option card, it's a Shinegreymon, and it's a purple Digimon card. Mephiestmon. I don't know how to pronounce that guy's name. When Digivolving, if Drakmon and Hypergryphomon are in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, by deleting one of your opponents... Sorry, by deleting one... Oh. Mephiestmon, when Digivolving, if Drakmon or Darkmon and Hippogriffmon are in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, by deleting one of your other Digimon, you may play one Ornismon from your trash without paying the cost. Which I think if you deleted yourself, or it was deleted on the old one, I think it lets you play it, leave one for free. All turns was returned when one of your other Digimon is deleted. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with an equal or lower level. Yeah, makes sense. And then Ornismon, unplay when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. And then all turns while you have another level 6 Digimon, this Digimon gains 2000 TP and attack +1. I mean, I can see this as a case of being like you swing out with either one, pop or something, bring this out for free. This gets to swing twice, so your opponent goes down to 2 security, and then if they don't kill you on the swing back, you pop 2 with this one, and then swing for game with the other one. Yeah, I can see it being like a fairly quick deck. Dexterugamon. Trash all turns when one of your Darugamons would be deleted by Digivolving that Digimon into this card in the trash without paying the cost. Prevent the deletion. When Digivolving, Digivolve free one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, if Darugamon is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, or if Digivolving from the trash, delete all your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. Hi, Defx. All turns will return when another Digimon is deleted. You may unsuspend this Digimon. Oh, just punching the sky with this deck. Like, I think this deck's going to be really good. But we will see. Like, there's things that make this deck seem like it's going to be very good. Yes, man, level 4. When Digivolving, if it's your turn, you may play a 1 white tamer with a play cost of 4 or less, or 1 level 5 or lower Eosmon from the hand by paying 2 cost. If this effect played, your opponent may play a 1 tamer card from their hand without paying the cost. Yay! Group Hug is that what it is in Magic. Then opponent's turn was returned. When an opponent's Digimon attacks, you may switch the attack target to one of your Eosmon, which is pretty good because you generally aren't getting to be naughty. I know if EOS becomes like a really big thing, that the BT17 Greymon probably going to start popping up a bit more because it's going to start just punching for the sake of it. Wrong EOS. EOS level 5. On play, when Digivolving, your opponent may play a 1 tamer card from the hand without paying the cost. If they don't, you may play a 1 white tamer card, play cost of 4 or less, from the hand without paying the cost. Then, Digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon for every 2 tamers. Uh-oh, Shaggy. Opponent's turn was returned. When an opponent's Digimon attacks, you may switch the target to one of your Eosmon. Same effect, so, yeah. And then EOS level 6. When Digivolving, when attacking was returned, you may play 1 level 5 or lower Eosmon from your hand without paying the cost. All turns was returned when one of your EOS is played. Deal with your opponent's Digimon with as much or less DP than that Digimon. Your turn. For each tamer, all of your EOS get 1000 additional DP. Yeah, make it towers. Makes sense. We'll see. I can see this deck being kind of like weird because white decks are always a bit weird, but this one does have levels and has DP. So I guess we will see what happens. But yeah, I don't think that's too disruptive. Currently, he says. Imperial Dramon Paladin mode. Ace. Hand counter blaster distribution. As we sure know the effects by now. On play when Digivolving. Trash all distribution cards of all of your opponent's Digimon. They return all cards from your opponent's or your opponent's trash to the bottom of the deck. If this effect returned a level 7 card, gain free memory. When attacking, by returning one of your opponent's Digimon with no distribution cards to the bottom of the deck, I would suspend this Digimon. Which you know it's going to do because your opponent has no distribution cards because they got sent to the grave, well, the trash, and then the trash got sent back to the deck. So you can swing twice at least. At least. I mean, I'm trying to think if you can. No, I think you can OTK with the deck, but I mean, it's very specific and you have to have a lot of memory. DNA Digivolve from a Greymon and a Gurumon level 6 name, and then Hand Blast counter. Obviously, the War Greymon and the Metal Gurumon. One has to be in hand though. Has raid and blocker. On play, when Digivolving, if DNA Digivolving, choose one of your opponent's Digimon and return that Digimon and all of their Digimon with the same level to the bottom of the deck. Then delete one of their Digimon. I mean, oh, what's that? You got 2 level 4s and a level 6. All right, to return those level 4s back to the deck and stab that level 6. I mean, I do like this Omnimon. I don't know how I feel about being the best Omnimon, but it's got a place, I think. I think the deck has, like, some legs to stand on, and you can kind of mix it in with the old Omnimon DNA deck as well, and I think it would work. Nutakuya! Security. Play this card without paying the cost. Awesome. Start of your main phase. If your opponent has a Digimon, get a memory. Okay then. And then just inherit the effect of your turn when this Digimon gets 2000 DP or this Digimon has 10,000 or more. Gain piercing. Oh yeah, don't we all love piercing? I mean, piercing is not such a terrible trait in any colour really, because you have to make sure your opponent's swinging or you can suspend them. And red can't suspend you as far as I'm aware, or there's no decks I can think of that can suspend you in red. So you are having to essentially make sure that your opponent is forcibly swinging into you, and then you can counter attack. New Takato. So your main phase, if you have a Digimon with Guilmon, Gramon, or Galamon in his name, gain a memory. Great. So if you go to the main phase, which is, move out of breeding area, gain a memory. Pretty good. End of your turn, by placing this Tamer with 1 Gramon and 1 War Gramon from the trash as the bottom distribution card of one of your Guilmon, then Digivolve the Digimon Digivolve into a Galamon in hand, ignoring the Digivolution requirements and without paying the cost. It's specifically Galamon, so you can't go into like Crimson, you can't go into X, you can't go into Chaos, you can't go into Medieval, you can't go into Megidra. So I wish it was in name, but then say like Galamon in name level 6 maybe, so that way you can't like cheat into like a Crimson mode. And I think this would be better. That's the only thing I think that's holding like the DNA decks back when the Biomerge decks comes back when you with Takato is, let me use the other level 6s. That's why there's so many of us. Let me go into Megidra for the fun of it and punch some pork in the face. Tie-in mat. All turns when one of your Digimon is played, or Digivolves, by suspending this Tamer. If you have a Digimon with Greymon in its name, get a memory. If you have a Digimon with Gurumon in its name, get a memory. I believe you can gain 2 memory if you've got one of each on the field. End of your turn, once per turn. One of your Digimon with Omnimon in its name may attack a player. Oh boy. It's just like, oh no. It's end of turn. I just get to attack the player. I can't kill you this turn, but I'm going to kill that thing over there. No, this is a really good card. People have been discussing how we're going to go forwards. I think it might be a case of like you play like 2 to 3 of these, and then maybe play like 1 or 2 of the other ones, because they both have like a very good place in a DNA deck that needs to get stuff on the field. And I think there's a place for him. Like, the deck isn't too tight. It's playable. Minami! On play, you may play 1 Alabra or 1 Cisariumon from your hand, or one of your Digimon's distribution cards without paying the cost. Alright, pretty cool. Your turn. When one of your Digimon is played from a Digivolution card, by suspending this Tamer, one of your blue Digimon gains Rush for the turn. That's actually really good, to be fair. I'm just trying to think. I think it's actually quite good in like the Sea Animal deck, where just playing things from Digivolution cards just give things Rush. Yeah, I don't see why that would be bad. Actually, might be really good. It's Koji! Security, you can play this card without paying the cost. Start of your main phase, if you have 2 or less memory, go to free. Your turn was return when an effect adds cards to your hand, gain 1 memory. Then, this Digimon gains jamming for the turn. Yeah, you would, wouldn't you? Oh, God. I don't really have a problem with this. This seems fine. This makes sense because this is technically the same as the BT12 Takuya in a sense of this is going to be like the memory set for the deck. I can't remember what the other Koji does, and I don't really want to look it up right now. Sorry, let's do it. Koji! And then get rid of this. That's Japanese. I can't speak Japanese. That's the... Is that the... No, that's the cool one. Oh, look how cool that is. Main, what's return? You may place... No, so that's... Yeah, so, no, you would be playing... This called... Yeah, so he is basically just the Takuya of... from BT12. No, makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense that they both have access to a memory set. So, yeah, the only difference is that Takuya has like 3 cards now, and technically you could play Tommy, but the stuff in here doesn't work with Tommy. So, we'll see what happens next, I suppose, and see what support they get in terms of Tamers. It's Davis and Ken! Start your turn. If you have 2 less memory, get the free. He's a 5-cost Tamer, though. All turns when one of your level 5 or higher Digimon with the free trait would be deleted in battle. By spinning this Tamer, you may play a 1 level 4 or lower Digimon card from its distribution cards without paying its cost. End of your turn. One of your Digimon with the free trait may attack an opponent's Digimon. So, it's a pretty good card. 5 cost is always that weird, like, I'm not too sure how I feel about this, but it's pretty good. They're going to be pretty good. Nurika! So, your main phase, if your opponent has a Digimon, gain a memory. Yeah, I love those. That makes sense, because most people play Digimon. Main, by placing this Tamer and 1 Kyubi and 1 Town from the trash as the bottom distribution card on one of your arenas. That Digimon may digivolve into a Sakuyamon in your hand for the distribution cost of 4. Ignoring its distribution requirements, if digivolved by this effect, you may return 1 option card from the trash to your hand, which again is really good. Depending on what option card it is. Hey, it's Leon Alexander. He's also a crazy guy. Security, play this card without paying its cost. Start of your main phase, if you have a Digimon Mephiestmon in its text, gain 1 memory. It makes sense, it's a Tamer. Main Mind Link, with one of your Digimon Mephiestmon in its text, place this Tamer as this Digimon's bottom distribution card if there are no Tamers already in the distributions of this card. For those of you who are new to the game, or haven't been here for a while and wondering what is Mind Link, as of BT14, it was a way of adding Tamers to the stack. So essentially, instead of having hybrids that go on top of the Tamer to then swing, you're essentially becoming one with the Tamer and Digimon. Very similar to like Biomerge, I guess it is, except you can, at the end of turn, like, unlink. It's a cool mechanic. It's just hard to explain without sounding weird, which I'm sure it does anyway. All turns, while this Digimon has pulse range text, it gains blocker and barrier. End of all turns, you may play 1 Leon Alexander from this Digimon's distribution cards without paying the cost. Yep, very simple. That's just a money thing. Oh, it's Marcus. God, I hate Marcus. I'm play. One of your Marcuses is also treated as a 3000 DP Digimon. Can't digivolve them and gains block until the end of your opponent's turn. All turns, when this Tamer becomes suspended, one of your Digimon gets 3000 DP for the turn, and if you have a Digimon with Agumon or Greymon in its name, gain a memory. Not a bad card. I like it. It has, I feel like it's going to have some play. Just being able to just sit on play, become a Digimon is great. You don't have rush per se. Obviously, the burst can give you rush. But yeah, I don't hate it. I think it's going to have a place in the deck. I think it. I don't know if it replaces a different card, but it's fairly interesting. It's Willis! I hate the haircut. Come on, Willis. You've got more boldness than I have. So, have your main phase on play. One of your green Digimon gets plus 2000 DP until the end of your turn, which I think is what people say is like the best part about this card. Your turn, when one of your Digimon with Terriermon or Lotmon in its name is played. By spending this Tamer, one of your Digimon with Terriermon or Lotmon in its name may digivolve into a Digimon card in the hand with distribution cost reduced by 2. Yeah, I don't dislike that. That's fairly powerful in my opinion. So it goes though, but people say it's going to get play. Being a forecast is really weird. I know it's because obviously he's giving you so much, and if you can use it a couple of times, like you generating the effectiveness back. I just don't know. I feel like at this cost, it should be more, especially because like 4 for me is like a memory setter, and then having a secondary effect. I don't know. Rhythm. Or rhyme. Your turn. When an effect suspends one of your Digimon, you may suspend this tamer. Your turn. When this tamer becomes suspended, gain 1 memory. Then, if you have Agumon or a yellow Digimon with Agumon or Grey on its name, draw a card. Yeah, makes sense. Wario Senji Tamanori. Oh, your turns. When an effect places tamer cards as one of their Digimon series cards by suspending this tamer, gain a memory. Okay. End of your opponent's turn, once per turn, if this tamer is suspended, one of your Digimon with the tamer card in its Digimon cards may digivolve into a Digimon card with Dex or Defx in its name from the trash without paying the cost. Oh boy. Yeah, a lot of people are thinking this is going to be really good in Daruga. It might be. I'm not going to say it's not, because obviously having the ability to go at the end of your opponent's turn to then digivolve into a Defx and just go like, nope, blow this place up. It's going to be very effective. We'll see. Crackerfang, everyone's favourite racist Digimon card. God damn it. Screw it. Play this card without paying the cost. Start of your main phase. Start of your turn. If you have 2 or less memory, set to 3. Main modeling one of your Digimon with the Dark Animal or SOC trait, which is obviously inserting the tamer into the bottom of the stack. And then name is also always considered as an EG, because that's who he is. And then all turns while this Digimon has Dark Animal or signs, it gains Alliance and Blocker, which is what the old one does as well. And then at the end of all turns, you may drop him from the sources. Besides him being a memory setter, like, he's not really any different from the original EG. And so I think a lot of people are concerned that maybe Analog Youth might be on the way out, and so that way you have a memory setter, you have a normal EG just as backup, and then you have to use the option card from BT16 to sort of like doing your trashing loops. You'll be fine. Deck's still going to be very good, if that's the case. Minoa, oh god. Unplay by trashing 1 Morphmon or 1 Eos in your hand. Draw 2. Okay, sounds fair. All turns while you have Eosmon, all of your opponent's Tamers unplay effects don't activate. Okay. Opponent's turn. Once per turn, when one of your Eosmon would leave the battle area by an opponent's effect, by deleting one of the other Eosmon, prevent it from leaving. Okay. It's Baby Ty and Curry! All turns are when you hatch in the breeding area by suspending this tamer, gain a memory. End of your turn, by returning this tamer to the bottom of the deck, draw 1 card, and then you may play 1 tamer card with the die, or the Curry, in its name, from your hand without paying the cost. And then security plays without paying its cost. It's really good. I don't really know if there's any deck that has like the spare room for like one of these, especially just to hard play it. Obviously, decks can play tie by name. So there are ways to get out of the tie, because obviously there's Greymon cards that you get out. I think Curry now has a way of getting things out for free. I think there's a way. I'm not 100% sure. Is it an Woman or is it a Gatomon? I've not really looked at those cards for a while, to be fair, because they've not been very good in my opinion. But yeah, you can get tie out quite simply. But it's Greymon decks are really weird. It's very space tight, so I don't really know if you would be playing this at all. I don't dislike it. I just don't think you would play it. But the card is decent, in my opinion. Like it's fun. The Ancient Protectors. Or you have a Tamer or a Digimon with a hybrid trait. You may ignore this card's color requirement. Main. You may return 1 card with a hybrid or 10 warriors traits from your trash to the hand. Then you may play 1 Digimon card with a 10 warrior trait or 1 Tamer card with an inherited effect from your hand with the play cost reduced by 4. If you need to get back a Tamer for the cost of 2, which might just put it into your opponent's turn, for like, here you go, here's 1 memory. That's not bad. I don't think you'll play this really, to be fair. Although maybe you might play it as like a 1 or 2 of just for like some kind of like weird low costing interactions, and the security effect is pretty good. I'm just trying to think. I think maybe you play it like a 1 or 2 of just for the sake that you can like security effect. Oh no, I get to get a Tamer on the field, and then also add this to hand as well, which is really good. Miraculous Ultimate Knight. Main, you may play 1 Agumon or Gabumon from your hand or trash without paying the cost. Then place this card in the battle area. All turns, when one of your level 6 Digimon, Greymon, or Garurumon in name would leave the battle area other than in battle, delay. That Digimon and a Digimon card in the hand may DNA Digivolve into a card with Omnimon in the name. And security, you may play one tie or mat in its name from the hand without paying the cost, then add this card to hand. This is a good card. Like, I can't not say this is a good card. I don't think you'll run 4 of them, but you probably run like 2 of them. And yeah, it's a pretty good setup for like following turns. Like if you know your opponent's gonna like try and nuke you off the field, because you DNA Digivolve, you ignore like DP reduction just disappears. So if your opponent like just blasts you with DNA DP reduction, and then you die, because you're gonna DNA at the end of it, I believe you don't get deleted, and then you just go into whoop, because you would be leaving the battlefield. I don't, unless it specifically means like to the hand, to the deck, to the trash, without being deleted. But I think it means everything essentially, other than being like put underneath another card, which I like. I think it's good. Crimson Saver. Main, you may play one Guilmon or Takato from the hand or trash without paying the cost. Then place this card in the battle area. All turns, when an opponent's level 5 or higher Digimon is played, delay. One of your Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with Galamon its name in the hand without paying the cost. I would presume this is specifically from a 5 to a 6, and not like from a Guilmon to like a Galamon. But this won't be a case of like we'll just have to wait for the Q&A to come out and be like, no, this is like 5 to 6 or like 6 to 7. Don't play around. We'll find out. We'll find out soon. Return to the Ancestors. Main, one of your Digimon may Digivolve into a level 5 or higher Digimon card with a free trait in the hand with the Digimon cost by 4. Then place this card in the battle area. All turns, when one of your opponent. All turns, when one of your Digimon with the free trait would be deleted, other than by one of your effects, delay. By Digivolving this Digimon into a Digimon card with Impildramon in its name in the hand without paying the cost, prevent that deletion. And then security may play one Tamer card with Davis or Ken in its names from the hand or trash without paying the cost. Then place this card in the battle area. I think it's a good card. Hacker's Pride. Main, reveal the top 3 cards of your deck and one card with Pulsemon in its text amongst them to the hand, return the rest of them on the deck, then place this card in the battle area. Main, delay. By placing the top card of one of your level 4 or higher Digimon with Pulsemon in its text on top of your security stack, gain 2 memory. Security, reveal the top 3 cards of this deck, add one card with Pulsemon in the text amongst them, return the rest of them on the deck, and then place this card in the battle area. Which I think is perfectly fine. I think it's a decent card for this style of deck. Anything that's got like Pulsemon in it. If Pulsemon is good, it's different, but I think that is a very good option card in itself. Clock of the End. Security, add this card to hand. Main, play one Digimon token without paying the cost. Then place this card as the bottom Digivolution card of one of your Digimon without Clock of the End in its Digivolution cards. Start of your turn. If 4 Clock of the Ends are placed in your battle area, you win the game. All turns, when this Digimon would leave the battle area by an opponent's effect by deleting one of your other Digimons, prevent it from leaving. In opponent's turn, place 1 Clock of the End from this Digimon's Digivolution cards in the battle area. It's an alternate win condition. I don't think it's going to be super hard to do the alternate win condition, but we will find out. I know it's like... It's going to be funny right now. It's like a 5-turn setup kind of deal, and I think you can do it fairly simply, and I think it's going to happen, and I think people are going to be annoyed by the fact this win, like you, because you can't interact with option cards, and I think that's going to be the situation where people are like, it's on the field and I can't get rid of it now. Fenriluga. Takami Katachi. Kazuchi. I really like this card. I think the artwork's a bit derpy. I understand it, but I still think it's derpy. I'm still hoping that with the alt art, it's going to just be like Sif. Just got one big sword in his mouth. DNA Digivolving from a Fenriluga and a Kazuchi for a cost of 0. Trash, your turn. When one of your level 6 Digimon with Pulsemon in its text is played, 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into this card from your trash. When Digivolving one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 16,000 DP for the turn. Fall over, goddammit. If DNA Digivolving, you may set your opponent's memory to 3. Then if a Tamer card is in this Digimon's Digivolution cards, gain a memory and recover +1. Which will be because that's how the deck wants to run. When attacking, by trashing the top card of your security stack, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack. It's not once per turn, by the way. And you can suspend this deck. So there's a good chance that your opponent's just getting slapped down for the sake of it, and they just look at you like, why? And it's like, don't hate the game, player. It's like, no, man. Why are you beating me like this? I didn't deserve this. And then Greymon. I'll find the other cards, I promise. Digivolve from Agumon in name for a cost of 2. When digivolving, if this Digimon's name is Koromon, it gains 3000 DP for the turn. Then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with as much DP or less DP as this Digimon. All turns, this Digimon has all the names of the level 3 and lower cards in its distribution cards. On deletion, you may play one Tamer card with Tai Kayami or Curry Kayami in its names from your hand without paying the cost, or hatch in the breeding area. On deletion, you may play one Tamer card with Tai or Curry in its name without paying the cost, or hatch in your breeding area. Sorry, there was no thing here. Yes, this is also a Koromon as well. So not only is it a Koromon, it's also an Agumon, and it's also a Greymon. And the reason why it's Koromon is because in the film, if for some of you who are young enough and have never seen the film, like, please watch it. The film's fantastic. It's a very short film. It's like an hour, like 5 minutes. 3 short OVAs. Amazing film. It's on YouTube, to be fair, if you really want to go watch it. It's not great quality, but it's a good watch. I recommend at least watching it once. They don't know his name, and they don't know until like the end of the they will start the fight where he just goes, "I'm Greymon." But yeah, they think he's Koromon still. So yeah, he's always Koromon. So here's a Shinegreymon, and then thanks to Rustmarrow, who is another fellow content creator, who's a very cool dude who actually does a lot of the translations for us when cards first come out. Shinegreymon, Mega Vaccine like Dragon. On evolution, we play one Marcus Damon from your hand at no cost. All turns was return when this Digimon would leave the battle area by your opponent's effects, returning one of your yellow Tamers to the hand. He remains instead. Protection is king. Then we also have Mephiestmon. Here you go. Mephiestmon. God damn. And then we also have Awakening of the Sun, which we'll have a look at in a second as well. Ultimate Virus Fallen Angel. While this card is revealed from the deck, it is treated as a level 6. When playing this card from the hand by returning one Apocalypse, whoopsie, we kind of limited that card because it was a bit too strong. From your trash to the bottom of the deck, reduce the playcost by 3. On deletion, if deleted by an effect, you may play one Golfmon or one level 6 Dark Masters Digimon card. From your hand, all trash at no cost. Inheritable, on attack, once per turn, by placing one level 5 or lower Digimon card with Dark Masters in its text from your trash at the bottom of the Digimon's evolution cards. This Digimon gains 2000 DP until the end of the turn. For those who are new here, and I've kept me for an hour and a half at this point, the Dark Masters all have a level 5 that is essentially a searcher for the other masters. So that's what they're looking for here. Awakening of the Sun. Main. You may play one Marcus Damon or Rhythm from your hand, trash at no cost. Then place this card in your battle area. All turns, when your Tamer is deleted or returned to the hand, delay. You may evolve one of your Digimon into a Digimon card with Shinegreymon in its name from your hand at no cost. Security. You may play one card with Marcus Damon or Rhythm. Its name from your hand or trash at no cost. Then place this card in your battle area. That's it. That is a BT17 done. Oh, get out of there. Beautiful dog boy. I can't believe that was an hour and a half. That's killed me. Oh. So, if you're here now, thank you for being here to the end. This is way too much information for most people. And I do not look forward to editing this. And I do not look forward to this taking like an hour and a half to get onto YouTube. But this should hopefully be Sunday's episode. So I did this Friday night. Tomorrow is regionals casting. And then this should be out on Sunday in the afternoon. So hopefully you guys are all doing well. Mwah. Thank you for being here. If you are new and you've not subscribed, please do so. I am a YouTuber. I should probably say all the garbage. And hope you're doing well. So yeah, see you guys soon. Peace out and goodbye.